Hi, I'm Ethan Sabo, and this is Real Politics. I recently went undercover with Black Lives Matter and Antifa at the Million MAGA March in Washington, D.C. And what I learned was astonishing. Black Lives Matter and Antifa, they actually care about each other. And when I say they care about each other, they make sure that their own is taken care of. Let me give you an example. Once we got into the protest, we were immediately pushed back by police. And I was hit in the back with a baton by a police officer. Well, before I could even say, ow, that hurts, there was a medic, an Antifa Black Lives Matter medic that walked up to me really quick and say, hey, can I help you? Are you hurt? Is there anything I can do? Do you need a lawyer? Do you need anything? They have lawyers there on site. Insane, right? So as the protest went on, I started noticing that there were a lot of people checking in with each other. And what I mean by checking in with each other means that they were scouts. There were people on all four corners of the streets. Like there was a couple that were walking their dogs. They didn't even look like Black Lives Matter people. They didn't look like they were members of Antifa, but they were scouts, and they were watching everything that was going on, and they were reporting back through telephones to whoever, who knows, higher ups, politicians. I don't know. I can't make that assumption, but it was just insane of how well organized these people really are and how well funded they are. Where's the funding come from? Well, it has been traced back by Glenn Beck that like George Soros and many other liberal billionaires are funding these radical groups because they honestly, truly believe that their causes are legit, but in reality, they just want to destroy Western culture. And it's sad. It's very sad to see something like that happening. Another thing that we encountered was there was a lot of skinheads. And when I mean by skinheads, there were a lot of white liberal females with their heads shaved. And these people, they walk around with their fist up and they're saying F 12, F the police, F pigs, F this, F that. Everything is the word F out of their mouth. I mean, it's completely insane. And something else that we learned was the organization of these groups it's so superior. It's so superior to everything else. And I couldn't really understand like what was really going on here. But the biggest message that they had at that time was that Trump supporters did not belong in Washington, D.C., that Washington, D.C. belonged to them. And as we recently saw, there were Trump supporters that went into Black Lives Matter Square and started tearing down Black Lives Matter signs because you know what? We're sick and tired of the hateful rhetoric coming from the left, the hateful rhetoric that comes from Black Lives Matter and Antifa, because all they want to do is loot and destroy. They don't care about the message. They don't care about Black lives. They don't care about anything except for themselves. And they don't even really care for themselves. They just want the money. They are all paid, all completely paid. We witnessed a white Antifa member who was protesting, and then a group of black females walked up to him and started screaming him down, and they were shouting him down. They wouldn't even let him talk. They were telling him to shut the F up, that they have pain, that one of her friends has pain. What pain do you have? You are no way, you have no direct link to slavery. You have no direct link to anything. You are a privileged American living in the greatest country of the United States, but yet somehow you have pain. I'm sorry, but if you were born after the 1980s, you have zero pain. You don't have any pain when it comes to racism because you are a privileged American. You have American privilege. That's what you have. But at the end of the day, I felt that Black Lives Matter and Antifa, their biggest mission is just to seek and destroy. Seek and destroy. That's all they want to do. They want to destroy everything in their path. And it's absolutely insane that we as Americans would allow these fringe groups to happen. I mean, I don't see the Proud Boys going out destroying, burning, and looting. I see them defending the president. I also see them defending the Republic. I see them defending the safety of Trump supporters. Unlike Black Lives Matter and Antifa, the Proud Boys actually care about America. Now, no, I'm not endorsing any fringe groups, but what I'm saying is there is a profound difference. You can't compare apples to oranges here. Black Lives Matter and Antifa are in a league of their own. They want to tear down Western culture, Western civilization, while the Proud Boys want to preserve Western culture. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, the president has constantly gone out and he has slammed Black Lives Matter. He has slammed Antifa because he understands how fringy they are, how radical they are. And the mainstream media and Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all these liberal biased people they won't denounce Black Lives Matter. They won't denounce Antifa because they support them. And I believe that if you really follow the money a lot better, like, you will find that there are so many Democrat politicians that support these fringe groups. And at the end of the day, you just have to realize that they are anti-American. They do not have Americans at their best interest. So why in the hell do we keep electing these people? Why do we keep electing Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, hell, even Mitch McConnell? Like, we need to drain the swamp. And that is exactly what President Trump has been doing. And we keep electing these people in the swamp, and I don't understand why. Because they refuse to defend America, and they only want to defend these fringe groups. It is insane. But it's just like when we marched at the Million MAGA March, it was because we are freedom-fighting, loving Americans who just want the best for our country. We have another rally coming up December the 12th, and I'll be there, and I'll be interviewing people, and that's what we're going to bring you here at Real Politics. We're going to make sure that we're there. We will bring you truth. I mean, the truth is the truth, and you always want the truth, and that's who we are as a company, as a media group, is we will bring you the truth. We won't lie to you. Those mainstream media creatures, that's not who we are. So, I'm Ethan Sabo, and this is Real Politics.